And we're back with Captain of Industry. I keep trying to say Captains of Industry, but yeah, no, it's actually just Captain. We're just going to do ourselves a basic, very standard start. We'll do it on Captain because it is Captain of Industry, not Sailor of Industry. I don't know what any of the options do, but honestly, I've only put in about an hour in this just to get a basic feel for it, so I'm not completely stumbling around. Let's have a quick look at a game that I class as sort of like a cross between, I'll say, Factorio and not quite Satisfactory either. It's a weird blend of them. All become clear as we start playing. And this is where we start. Welcome, Captain, blah, blah, blah. Basically, you're stranded on an island, your ship has been damaged, the port thing is damaged, and this is what our housing looks like. This is the game you're playing. This is what your housing looks like. I see exactly where it's going. This is literally all about production. Now, let's do something very simple and basic to get you started, just to give you an idea of what we're getting into. And the simplest thing to do is to start off with basically following these production things up here. Build a coal maker and connect to a coal stack. Down here at the bottom is where they put all that stuff. So there we've got a coal maker. What this does is it takes wood, turns it into coal. And you've got all these inputs and outputs on it. You know what? Let's just do it that way. And we're not going to worry too much about where we place any of these things. Waste management is basically smokestacks. That's all I figured out so far. And you see that red arrow coming out of it? That's the output for smoke. All these buildings have inputs and outputs. And depending on what type of building it is, the inputs, it might have only one output, or it might have multiple outputs, or it might have multiple waste outputs, or you might put in, say, metal and get out some sort of slag that you need to dispose of. There's all sorts of confusing things. Anyway, we're going to start building that coal maker. These trucks will come along to start building it. They will take the supplies out of this area. This is your starting supplies. Harder the difficulty, the less this you start with. The easier the difficulty, the more of these you'll start with, of course. This here is an abandoned communication station. This is sort of like your early game influx of resources. It gives you iron scrap, which you can smelt down, and it gives you bricks. These are two things you need for building. Well, the iron scrap has to be turned into something else first. We'll cover that. But these things are sort of what you really need at the start. So we're going to put that for recycling. And effectively, when we need any of those resources, our trucks will go along and pull the resources out of that stockpile. Oh, and there we go. We have this complete. This is the coal maker. However, the coal maker requires wood. Wood can come from this fella over here. This guy is a tree harvester. Now, we have to give him a zone, tree harvesting designation. It turns out there's more than one type of designation, but let's just say, take all of this over here, and that, and this, and here, and done? Yeah, I think we're finished. And this guy's going to start driving over here. He's going to grab himself some trees and start slicing them up. While he's on his way, though, we are going to start with buildings, and we're going to do a research lab. We're supposed to build one research lab. We will chuck down... You know what? Give me 2 research labs. It's just the research seems to be the big bottleneck in this game. And I did 1 research lab the first time, but I found myself waiting for research in between. And you, how you doing? You are chopping down the tree, turns it sideways, and then it just like slides it through and all the branches just sort of magic vanish. And you're left with those logs. Then, once they're finished with the logs, they request a truck. Oh, I probably should have assigned one out. I think we have to assign 2. Yep, assign 2 trucks. These little guys come along, the pickup trucks drive over, and this guy gets, come on, offload the wood. And this is basically your transport belts. He offloads the wood onto that. That is, I do like the effort that went to the automation. I know I'm only going to look at it once, but, you know, you do appreciate the effort they put into it, considering how little people are ever going to watch this once the factory starts increasing in size. Anyway, that guy's loaded up. He'll go off and grab himself another tree, and this guy's going to pop over here, because this place needs wood, and since it's requesting it, he's going to drop it off. Done. At the other side of this, it's going to, well, poop out some coal. Oh, and we've got research labs completed over here. Let's start to do research. It wants us to do farms. So we're going to grab basic farming. And this is when I knew I was going to like this game. They got potatoes. That's your basic food is potatoes. So, sold. Research us some potatoes there. Right, while that's going on, we need to produce coal and build a blast furnace and connect it to a metal casing. So this is already producing the coal. And we just have to produce a blast furnace. Blast furnace is your basic take raw metals and turn them into something else. It's really hard to see, but at the rear there you can see sort of metal coal inputs at the rear. That's where your metal and your coal goes in. And out the other side you can see there's sort of this molten-y stuff. That's, you know what, let's build it up and I'll show you when it's done. It wants 1 blast furnace connected to 1 metal caster. We'll put the metal caster over here. You can see that sort of goldeny metal thing. That's molten metal. So that's the input for the metal goes in here. Let's put that right there. Then we stick it. What we have to do is connect these up. You can do this thing where you can come over. Nope, 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 nope. God damn it. Done. Perfect. That means the molten metal will come out of here and get shunted into this thingy. Oh, and we also need to put a smokestack on it. Easy. Oh, damn it. Right, so I messed up. So we'll cancel you, and then we put the smokestack on there. Yep, much better. I'm still not sure why these smokestack things exist as a separate entity and can't just be, like, plopped on later. Or, I mean, just built onto the factories automatically. I don't know why you have to place down the smokestacks. I assume this will become more relevant as you get into more advanced buildings and maybe there's multiple smokestack placements or something. You know what? We'll figure it out later. Best thing I found to do, just follow these things along, and when you finish them, they actually give you a little bit of a bonus. We want 2 metal casters according to this thing. So, we'll stick down another metal caster over here. Yeah, you can go right about there, and why are you guys sitting there? Get out of the way. Done. Yep, go on. Move. Scat. Little trucks. Alright, once they're done, we have to build a farm on fertile grassland. Has our research completed? Yes, our research has. In fact, let's queue up a bunch more. We will take vehicles and mining for 2 bob. Yep, we'll start the research on that. We will take the trading dock. We'll add that to the queue. You can queue up research. That's just so handy. Pipes are finished. Settlement waste is finished. Tools, you know what? We shall add that to the queue as well. Power and maintenance, add to queue. Perfect. There's a bunch of these that will be required for stuff, but I'm not really going to worry about it just now. Food. Farm. And then, oh, this is where we got to worry about stuff. There is this layers overlay. Okay, let's go over what everything means. This blue stuff is groundwater. That is where you can put farms, supposedly. I'm not sure how much benefit it gives, but it seems you're supposed to put farms there. This black stuff over here, that is oil. You use that to put on oil wells. As far as I can see, this island only has a tiny bit of oil. That might become a problem long term. I have no idea. Then we've got yourself your gold ore. That is way over here, so I presume that's a long way in our future. Then you got your copper ore. That looks like it's over there. And you got your iron ore. We've got 2 patches of that. More dense amount back here. The taller the stacks, I presume, the more ore there is. Then you got your coal. This is nearby, so I assume we'll be tapping into that shortly to relieve the pressure on our wood supplies. And you got your quartz, which again seems to be a late game material, way the hell over here. Then you got your limestone. This is very close by. We're going to need that to make the bricks. Bricks and iron are basically required. Bricks, iron, and coal seem to be the 3 gateway resources to becoming self-sustainable. And sand is over here. No idea what that's for, but I presume it'll be something to do with concrete or something along those lines. And we're just going to leave all of those on. Now, reason we've got those on, we want to put down a farm. Farm should go on top of this stuff, so I want to put it fairly close to where our... Right there seems absolutely perfect. Done. And that'll bring us some potatoes in a short while. While we're waiting... Yeah, all the rest of this stuff is going to build. Let's wait until these 2 are finished. The moment we finished off iron production, it gave us a bunch of diesel and construction parts. Diesel is important because it's what fuels your trucks. Your trucks require the diesel, so you need to get into oil at a reasonable amount of time as well so that you can keep your trucks fueled. We just have to wait for the first harvest of potatoes. We have to research construction and build a waste collection attached to your settlement. Settlement. So, waste collection. Your people produce waste because they're people. So what you want to do is build a waste collection settlement, and then you have to designate a disposal zone. So where are we going to put the dumping section? We don't want it too far away because our trucks have to take the waste from here. And we don't want to keep it too close to the settlement because people don't like the sight of waste, I have been informed. So... Oh, there's literally a special button down here for dumping designation. Can we do it out to sea? That seems... Yeah, why not? Perfect. We can flood the ocean with garbage. Right, well, that's dump waste. Don't worry, we'll get around to it. We're just waiting for the people to make some. Then we got to research construction and wait for our first harvest of potatoes. I say we speed time along a wee bit. Hey, we dumped all our waste. That give us some bricks and construction parts. We shall collect our little prize. We still have to research a trading dock and construction, and I kind of researched vehicles first. I should maybe change that to trading dock and then probably construction after that. Oh, while we're waiting, we'll go over the metal smelters down here. This thing is producing these iron bars. You can see them there getting produced. There's actually a bunch in progress. Once they're finished, they slide down to the end here to get outputted. These things seem to be able to hold a certain amount. For example, this is up to 56 iron bars in storage. This here is up to 48. Oh, and there was one other thing. If you tab, it brings up the world map. And out here you can do stuff like you can go trading. And I think we are going to adopt 3 population. Yeah, we'll add them to our pile. You see, you've got this thing up here called Unity. I'm not exactly sure how it's generated, but it's used for 2 things. Research and, well, 2 things I'm aware of. Research and buying more population. You can't use it to speed up factories, it seems. There's bonuses and stuff you can put on them, but right now I kind of need just more workers to do more stuff. Those farms are pretty expensive. It takes 10 people to run a farm, which means even if we build, I kind of want to build a second potato farm, but if I do, I'm going to be eating into 10 of our workers. That seems inefficient considering we're going to have to start mass producing a bunch more stuff in a minute. Anyway, we have researched a trading dock and we have researched construction. Trading docks are actually rather useful. Trading docks come under this, like this whole thing here. I'm still figuring out where all of them go. This will rotate you around. This needs to have part of its thing out in the ocean, and you can see that sort of green thing. I presume that needs to be free in some way. If it intersects with our ship, it causes problems. So we can put you right about there. This thing allows you to trade resources with your other villages, just in case you do something like you bottleneck yourself by running out of a certain material, and then you're like, oh, I can't build anything and I'm trapped. Then you can usually use that to get out of it. It won't be cheap, but it is a way of doing it. The other thing we have to build is an assembly. Right. This here is the assembly building. And it's like your assembler from Satisfactory or Factorio or one of those. This can actually output multiple things. So we'll put you... Actually, is that outputs or inputs? I can't even tell anymore. The graphics on this kind of annoy me at times with how vague they are. We're going to chuck you down there. Once our people get around to building it. Building in this game, it's pretty quick. Hey, you guys. And we'll slow it down to 1. We can now get to choose what type of things gets produced, and we're going to pick construction parts. Construction parts are one of the 2 main things you need to produce just about anything. For example, if you hover over this, this just costs construction parts to make. If we go grab coal makers, again, it's construction parts, construction parts, construction parts. Most of these things, they require construction parts. There are a few things that require additional things. This one requires 20 electronics, so there are other things you have to get. But so long as you've got access to some basic construction parts and some bricks, you're usually fairly solid. The problem we face now is we have iron, we have wood, just don't have a sustainable source of bricks. So that should probably one of those things we get around to in a reasonable time frame. Oh, right now it's raining. This is very important. This is necessary to basically soil water level. This basically waters your crops. If you don't get rain, or you can get a drought, or I think it can affect your crops, but honestly I haven't been playing long enough to figure out how badly it can affect you. Later on you can get upgrades for your farms to give them irrigation and things like that to prevent droughts from causing you any negative side effects. Alright, I also checked out a second one of these assemblies, namely because more construction parts is good. Having lots of construction parts seems like a better idea. Right now we are pumping through the research tree. We're going to go for basic diesel. Diesel isn't required for our vehicles. We would prefer them not to run out of fuel if at all possible. Fuel-wise, though, we are looking okay. Oh, ship's done. Exit. Trade with the village. So you can pick a village. We've only actually... You have to scout them, I think, to figure out where everything is, and we can't move because our ship is currently damaged. It's how it starts. This is what we can trade. So we could trade construction supplies for copper. Well, that's interesting. We could buy bricks for wood. So we could trade our wood for bricks, combine that with our construction parts to make buildings. So long as we have access to wood, which is a non-renewable resource, I believe, so far, we can definitely keep ourselves sustained. But I would prefer to get our hands on some more bricks. Yeah, adopt 2 population, why not? We'll take them. I'm sure that will come back to bite me at some point, but for now, it's plenty fine. Oh, potatoes have finally been harvested. We've got 49 of 20. We get, as a bonus, more potatoes and more construction parts. Excellent. Construction parts, we built all this stuff. We get wood and some engine parts. Build a unit storage and assign it to wood. Because wood is useful for trading, we should have a storage location for it. I figure we put the storage location near where it's burned. That would probably cut down on transport distance. Okay, unit storage. Costs 30 construction parts. We will chuck you right there. Now, all of this is a horrific mess. I'm sure there's better ways to organize things and make it cleaner and all that, but for now, we're just going to figure out how to get to the point of self-sustainability, or assuming that's a possibility. I'm kind of worried that when we start chucking into this is all the coal we get, and when it runs out, we're in trouble. I don't know exactly how it works on the renewability front. Hopefully the oil is forever. And you're done. We want to set you for wood. Store as much wood as you possibly can. Once we've stored 40 units, we will knock out an achievement there. Anyway, start power production by producing a diesel generator. Build a maintenance depot and build another assembly manual to produce mechanical parts. Right. You. We will produce mechanical parts out of you. Maintenance depot. Oh, yes. These trucks require maintenance. When they don't get maintenance, they start breaking down. You can see it down here. There's also a bar over here. So we need to make a maintenance depot so that our trucks can get repairs in a reasonable time frame. Where is the maintenance depot? Maintenance depot is under buildings. Probably should have known that. This thing consumes resources to produce maintenance. And it shows you the two resources there. One of them looks to be electronics. I don't like the look of that. Okay, we'll put you over here somewhere. Why not? Right there is grand. This is probably horrifically messy, but we don't have a lot of trucks. We've only got a small amount of trucks, so it would be nice if we actually kept everything close by so there's less moving around the place. I'm kind of regretting put that thing so far over there. It'd be nice if the potatoes were closer to the people. Alright, that's a maintenance depot. We need to do an assembly manual to produce mechanical parts. Right, that's mechanical parts right there. That takes iron bars just to make. That's actually... Oh yeah, we can make as much of that as we want. Perfect. Then we need to start power production by producing a diesel generator. That should be under power. Easy peasy, diesel generator. You can go over here with the... wait a minute, where's the oil? Where's the oil? Okay, the oil is over here, so let's make this close by to the oil. Damn it, I started to put my entire factory right beside the oil. That's a bad idea. Well, we can move it later. Once we get sustainable, we can move everything to somewhere less problematic. Or maybe... just maybe we can put down... Why is that there? I wanted you to put the waste in the ocean. Don't be putting it on the land, you idiots. Getting that wood was a little bit tricky. Our trucks kept stealing it to use on stuff, so I have turned off these two things. They were using the wood up, and I have also turned off our coal maker. Now it says purchase bricks for wood on the village from the village on the world map. Okay. Want us to purchase bricks? That is fine by me. Products were delivered to your trading dock. Excellent. I like that idea. And we also get an extra 40 bricks and parts. We also completed this one. We get some parts. I do like that this here motivates you to actually do these things to get more resources. Smart thinking. Anyway, next up, iron mining. We need to build ourselves a vehicle depot, which... there we go. We'll chuck you down right there. Thank you kindly. Do we have a maintenance base? We've got a settlement. We've got waste collection. Did I not build a maintenance thing? Ah, there we go. The maintenance depot. This thing is consuming electronics and mechanical parts to make maintenance. The maintenance is going up over here. We do not have a sustainable source of electronic parts right now. We have 110 in storage, and that's it. Once they're gone, they're gone. But vehicle depot. We need to build one of these. This will allow us to build trucks, excavators, and more tree harvesters if we want. Though considering how quickly we're deforesting the area, that might be a bad idea. I suppose we have a few more trees left. But I know me, and I'm going to stop paying attention to that and say there'll be no trees left anywhere, and will be a huge scramble. Anyway, build a vehicle depot. Construct a new small excavator. Excellent. We will construct one of you. This requires those little engine part things, vehicle parts. We can't produce those either just yet. Well, technically we can't. Over here you can produce vehicle parts, however it requires electronics. Same bottleneck again. Mechanical parts, no problem. We can make those from iron bars. But the vehicle parts, yeah, we're going to need a source of electronics. And electronics requires copper and rubber, and we are nowhere close to either of those. So we're going to have to be careful. Anyway, excavator under production. We also want to produce 2 new pickups. Oh, this feels wrong, but we'll make 2 new pickups as well. That's also going to cost us a bunch of resources. There goes another 40 vehicle parts. How many we got left? Ooh, we need to start with 100. Nope, we'll worry about it later. Place a mine control tower near iron ore deposit. Assign small excavator and pickup to it and set up mining designations. Okay, mine control tower, and we need ourselves some iron ore. Okay, pretty sure, is this the iron? Yep, that's our iron ore over there. Let's put down a mine tower. Yeah, you can go just about. Let's put you in nice and close. Done. I'm pretty sure we can adjust the area it mines from. So, yeah, go... it has to be a perfect square. We can't actually extend that, can we? Never mind, we'll just make it that big. There you go. We got ourselves a mining tower. Then we want to... Oh, there we go. We've got ourselves an excavator. Construct 2 pickups. Build a mine control tower near an iron deposit. Build mine control tower near iron ore deposit. Assign small excavator, 2 pickups to it, and set up mining designations. 2 pickup trucks, and so set up mining designations. How do I do that? Alright, I think I figured it out. There's actually a mining designator down here. It's not attached to the tower. It's the same as dumping designations and harvesting trees. So we're going to rotate around using the middle mouse button, and you can rotate these up and down. So if we hit R, it rotates around in circles. We actually want to go in and eat into this part of the mountain, or hill, whatever it's called. There's also the F key, which changes inclinations a bunch. We sort of want to go down, though, so give me all of that. In fact, yeah, let's go deep. Cut all of that out for me. That seems like a good plan. You can also use right drag select to get rid of stuff. We don't care. That looks beautiful. Yeah, I like it. I get rid of the layers. And let's see what happens with the excavator. Oh, wow, it literally tears up the ground behind it. What you doing, buddy? No. I think we have to mine iron. Select two pickups. We also want to have a... What can be dumped here? We need to put down a waste site. No. Do we have to? What can be dumped here? Where is it going to get dumped? And what have you got? Pickup truck. You are loaded with... And I have no idea. 16 dirt, 3 iron ore, and 1 rock. Right, and you're dumping that all over there? Dumping designations. What is this actually set to? I have no idea. Never mind then. Are you getting rid of... Please tell me you're keeping the iron at least. Okay, keeps the rock and the iron ore. No, it just keeps the iron ore. We might want to put a little designated dirt dumping site here so the dirt does not get wasted. You know what? Let them have it. They can take all the waste from there somewhere else, but we need to start using that iron ore. For that, we have to enable iron recipe that uses iron ore in the blast furnace. This blast furnace, though, is miles away. The coal is here. Iron ore is there. Where's the copper? Copper is over here. So, what's a nice equidistant point? Well, that's a nice bunch of farmland, but we can fit enough potatoes over there. We'll probably be fine. I say we stick our mining operation right here in the middle. Might want to get rid of those trees. You know what? We can move all of that stuff later. We can just get the basics down, and then once we've got an infinite supply of all the resources, or at least a stable supply of iron and all that crap, we can worry about it then. For now, we're going to stick down another blast furnace, and then we're going to hook that up to a couple more of these things. Oops, I think I built too much stuff. We're literally out of workers. Damn it. You know what? Let's just demolish this stuff. There's got to be a demolish button around here somewhere. Let's hope we get those resources back. I'm not going to hold out too much hope, though. Guys, do you want to take all of that stuff? Knocking at iron mining nets us a bunch of electronics, which, yes, we would definitely like those. Next up is processing iron ore wants us to dump slag. Can't figure out how to do that, but I assume there is an output here, but we can't do anything with it. It's that red output right there. However, since we can't interface with it, I assume the trucks will either empty it or it's a further tech out of the tree like transport belts. We'll find out once this finishes. There'll actually be 20 slag right there, which is what it wants us to dump. We do have a dumping location over here somewhere, so maybe they'll take it there. We'll find out. Next up, build a beacon and build housing. Housing I've started. It's basically more of these shipping containers. Beacon will just put... You know what? You can go over here amongst this mess. This is sort of our... yeah, everything's messy, but it's kind of their thing. This takes copper. 10 copper. We've got plenty of copper on us. We started with it, but that's fine. So we've got more housing. We've now got a beacon. The beacon is basically a lighthouse that encourages more people to come here, which is good because we need more people. Ooh. Extra housing brought us up to 210 potential population. Can we hire any more people right about now? 6 population. We'll take them. We shall adopt. I've also noticed that Unity over here is generated by growth, health of your colonist. Unity, it's negatively affected by the more research labs you have. Oh, beacons actually reduce your Unity? Oh, I suppose we're trading in our Unity for more... the ability to get more people. That's a worthwhile exchange, I suppose. Anyway, we shall collect those potatoes. We're at 66 months of potatoes. What will that bring? 75 months of potatoes. Everyone's going to be so happy. Assuming they're Irish, that is. Now, where were we? We want stockpile production, build unit storage, bricks production. Ooh, yes, build brickworks and connect to a rainwater harvester using a pipe. Brick production I would really like to get on for the reason that it is necessary for us to produce construction parts. So if we run out of bricks, which we currently have 312 left there and another 4 left there, or we could just look over here on the side and see we have 64 active. You know what? Never mind, that makes no difference. We are going to make a brickworks and connect it to a rainwater harvester using a pipe. And oh my god, we've strip mined a bunch of trees from over here. Oh, that's good. That's good. I almost feel like we should strip mine over there because that's where we're going to be putting more housing, but we'll worry about that later. So from what I can see, this brickworks takes dirt, coal, water, and produces bricks. That's nice, but our source of coal is pretty small. We're basically turning wood into coal, and our wood supply is, well, we're eating through it at a reasonable pace, I might say. We'll do this brickworks, but I am really hoping to get us into coal soon. I'd go there myself, but I'm going to try following the tutorial. First time around, always follow the tutorial just to see what way it takes you. This thing's actually pretty huge. The rainwater harvester is just massive. There's got to be an easier way to get water than that, right? It basically looks like a giant solar farm. What's this take? This takes 20 construction and 30 wood. Actually, we're going to be short on wood. I'd almost like to produce another wood harvester to make the coal, but I think I'd be better off producing another excavator and just digging up coal as opposed to turning wood into coal. Alright, done. We're going to have to produce bricks. That might take a while because, well, we need water, and this thing's probably not going to produce any water until it rains. And we'll worry about that later. Build units. We want to build unit storage for iron and a unit storage and assign it to construction parts. Easy peasy. Unit storage is right here. We will put one there. We shall copy you and put a second one right there. Problem solved. Alright, we have to still assign those out though when the time comes. Then we need to build an oil pump. Ooh, that's actually a good point. Where did that oil go again? Damn it, I keep building into the oil section. Right, we have to build an oil pump. 0 of 2. 2 oil pumps on an oil deposit and connect them to a basic distiller. 1. Okay, this is going to take a few minutes. Right, we're going to put you on top of that oil. And then we want to copy you, of course. And we'll put another one here. I want to try and combine the transport belts or whatever the hell it is. So that should give us oil out. That oil should go to a basic distiller. That's no problems. We'll put the basic distiller a little bit over here out of the way. You need to go... Yeah, right about there should be fine. Perfect. And we're going to have to hook the two of them together, right? So... Done. That it? Right then, we can get rid of that, and then we can put in last bit, liquid dump near the shore and enable a recipe to dump liquid wastewater. So we need to have a liquid dump. Oh, this is going to produce some sort of waste. We're going to need to dump it into the ocean. Yeah, I don't think we're really worried about pollution with this game. What the hell are you doing? You're supposed to be off mining. Where are you going? Oh, this guy's coming back to get fuel. It's that detailed. That is... Are you getting fuel? Yep, that's exactly what he's doing. We need some sort of refueling depot to... You know what? We'll worry about that later. For now, we are currently building this liquid dump. We are... How are you guys looking? You guys have a bunch of outputs. Do you need a smokestack, any of you guys? You do need a smokestack. Perfect. Once the smokestack is built, that thing should start producing. What do you require? You take in oil, plus coal to produce diesel, wastewater, and exhaust. And the wastewater we might be able to truck over here, but we might need to build ourselves a big long pipe all the way from over here to over there. That could be awkward. Oh, the diesel. Huh. We could pipe the diesel over to the diesel generator, or just, you know, build a diesel generator in front of us. I'll worry about that in a second. What I want to concentrate on is, this water collector is basically a wooden frame with some blue tarps on it. That's all it is. It's basically a wooden frame with some blue tarps. I thought this was some high-tech water collection device. No, no. This looked like it was bodged together on a farm. And I mean in a good way. Alright then, so where were we? Ah yes, diesel production. Oh, cool. When the trucks are sent to dump liquids, they turn into little tanker trucks. Oh, I always consider them pickups, but they're more like light trucks in a way. And then you dump the liquid in there and... Oh yes, there you go. That'll feed the little fishies. Nice and healthy looking colour. Anyway, that I think that concludes diesel production. That gives us 40 diesel in storage. We got a diesel generator over there. Our trucks are doing a lot of heavy lifting, but I think we can work on it. What is wrong with you? Build output. Ah, right. I haven't also not set up those storages I built earlier. What were you supposed to be assigned to again? One was iron, the other was construction parts. And once that's done, store iron, store construction parts. Yeah, grand. Wants us to do a copper mine. No. No. I'm doing coal first. Coal seems far more important, though. Actually, what do we need copper for? Do we need copper for electronics? Yes, we do. Kind of need rubber, and we need copper to make the electronics. And if we can only make, I think we can only afford to make one more excavator. See, when it comes to these things, we need 40 of those engine parts. Wait a minute, how do we have 140 engine parts? When did I make vehicle parts? Ah, they're rewards. Never mind then, let's just continue with the tutorial. Well, refugees appear to be showing up, and they're bringing with them copper, rubber, iron scrap, and more diesel. Hooray! But every time we get more of them, our unity income decreases. So, you're basically... The moment you build one of these towers, you will start importing people until you can no longer support them in terms of your unity generation. If we had one less research lab, we'd be able to import more people. I think I'll keep the research lab, though. See, this game has some... I think it's got a bit of depth to it. Like, a little bit of depth. Like, we're up to here on the research tree. This is another research tree. This is more of the research tree. That is more of the research tree. And there's just like a little bit there at the end. There's a fast breeder reactor, ship weapons, rocket assembly. Yeah, there's a few things. Don't know if I can go through all of this in 2 episodes. I'm not sure if everyone wants to see something this long-winded. It's like, this is just a baby. We're just starting out having a look at the very, very basics. Right now, we're building ourselves a mine over here, which reminds me, now that we have a mine, we are going to need to get ourselves a small excavator and a couple of pickups to go with it. That small excavator will be what mines, then the 2 pickup trucks will be what transports it, and then we're going to want to put ourselves together a blast furnace. I think we now have the population to run another blast furnace setup over here. This here is our copper setup. Blast furnace, same as the iron one. It spits out copper. That molten copper is then turned into impure copper. The impure copper then has to be processed in the copper electrolysis section, which turns and takes impure copper, combines it with water, and it makes pure copper. Right, and we also have one of these rainwater harvester things. I'm doing some research right now, and I think one of the ones I want to get to is settlement water. This gives us a water facility, provides fresh water to the attached place. Wait, no, groundwater tap, this thing. This thing pulls stuff out of the ground, or pulls water out of groundwater, and the groundwater is replenished by rain. So if we check under here, that's what this groundwater is. I don't think it actually helps the farming. I think you can place groundwater pumps in these areas, which means I probably shouldn't be putting the farming on this. Well, you live and you learn on your first attempt. You live and you learn. Anyway, this should at least get us started on there. We've got our copper mine set up over here. I may have designated the copper mining a little bit awkwardly. I mean, there's copper in those areas. They just maybe have to dig down a bit, and that means they're pulling out lots of dirt. What I have discovered, though, is what you want to do is make a dumping designation and make it inside the mining area. So you select the mining area and then you make a dumping designation. That way, if they pull out any dirt that is... Oh, damn it. I kind of... You know what? Never mind. If you pull out any dirt, instead of taking that dirt all the way over to your dirt stockpile, they'll put it in the dirt stockpile in this section. And no one from outside this section is going to try and use this stockpile. So any dirt they dig up or any rocks or any scrap, like any of this stuff here, dirt, rock, slag, or waste, they dig it up out of this section, it goes into this stockpile. Everyone else, who's not in one of the mining sections, will use this stockpile we've got over here, so the two of them aren't interfering with each other. Makes more sense. And there's more copper, rubber, iron scrap, and diesel. I think we're good. What's wrong with you guys? You are... What's that symbol mean? Pickup cannot move the wood, no valid destination. Come on, we definitely need more coal makers. You know what? We need to get our hands on this as soon as possible. I really want to start digging into that coal, because currently we have one coal maker. And the coal maker is being provided entirely by this tree harvester, which seems kind of crazy to me. But whatever, it's the tutorial. We'll follow what they're doing. We'll let the copper finish making, and we're going to build fluid storage for the diesel and connect it to the basic distiller. Done. We have ourselves a fluid storage. Oh, and as it fills up, it actually sort of raises out of the ground. That is... Oh, it's an animation, all right. All right. Disable truck import for new diesel storage. What? What does that even mean? Ah, trucks will not be allowed to deliver cargo here. Right, they don't want them moving diesel out of this section and using it to fill up this. They want this to be filled by the actual basic distiller. Got it. Okay, so you can turn those off there. They really do teach you little tricks as they go along. I'm not too unhappy with the tutorial on this so far. I was kind of expecting it to be a lot more basic. Anyway, where were we? Copper is produced. We finished copper. Copper's done. That gives us cement and some bricks. Okay. We need to do an assembly manual for electronic parts and vehicle parts. There's just a couple of bits we're missing from being completely finished with the production chains here. One is the vehicle parts, but that requires electronics, which requires rubber. So we need to be able to produce rubber. Once we've got rubber, we can use the copper we've got over here to make electronics. And with electronics, we've got mechanical parts, electronics, and vehicle parts. So that is pretty much it. We've got everything. So we've got bricks. We don't have concrete just yet. We can sort that out. I think that would be the end of it. I put down a second coal maker, namely because I was getting sick of running out of coal, but... Ooh, how's our deforestation looking? Yeah, we got plenty more deforestation to go. We might want to start deforesting over here as well. Yeah, let's just take all of that. Why not? We can take all of that forest, and we can take all of that forest. You guys just take what you want, where you want, how you please. Oh, repair the shipyard. We have actually finished that, so how much is that going to cost to repair? 93 construction components. You know what? I think I have a few things I want to build before I do that. We want to build 2 more assemblies. Yeah, you know what? We'll just keep them all along this section. We'll give ourselves a little bit of space, though, for the trucks to pass through there. 2 more assemblies, and we'll chuck in, what is it you want? Electronics and vehicle parts, no problems. So, for you guys, nope, none of that. We want vehicle parts for you, and you can be electronics. I'm pretty sure I could have selected this before I actually finished them, now that I think about it. They have set it up so that once something's started building, or you've even placed it as the ghost of the outline, for example, like that, you can then click on it and set its recipes before you even start. Oh, and it copied the recipes from whatever building I copied. That's very useful. Okay. Right now, we don't produce the electronics, and we don't produce the rubber. Actually, wait, no, we do produce the electronics, but we don't produce the rubber. Rubber is the only thing we have left that we're not producing, and, well, I'd prefer to still, of course, be tapping into this coal instead of turning trees into it, but we can get around that later. Pause the beacon to reduce the rate of refugee income. Okay, we shall pause you. Oh yeah, there we go. Pause button. Beacon paused. No more refugees required. Now, I stuck down a second potato farm, namely because our food had started to dip. We're down to 41 months. I got to keep an eye on that. If that starts dipping some more, we might want to put down a third farm. Research, repair, yeah, whatever. Start producing electronics and start producing vehicle parts. That's fine. Repair shipyard. This looks fairly handy, actually. Repair the ship, fill the ship with diesel, load crew to ship, explore first location on the world map with ship. This is expensive. You know what? I'm going to start the copper mine first. I've held out as long as I can. I was waiting for the game to actually tell us to do it, but it hasn't. So instead, we are going to put ourselves together a copper mine so we're not so dependent on trees. Say hello to our rather basic coal mine. This should speed things along nicely. We can turn off that tree coal production stuff. Every time they dig stuff out of here, we've set it up so they dig in this direction and quite deeply in. They should... Damn it, wrong one. What are you? You got 10 coal and 6 dirt. That is a terrible ratio. Okay, 14 coal, 6 dirt. The coal can go over and support these guys. Yep, perfect. The dirt they can send over to the brick place. So the brick place takes the dirt and some coal and turns it into bricks. The coal otherwise ends up going into the blast furnaces for smelting a bunch of stuff. And that's it. All it takes is one of these excavators and a couple of trucks. Our copper mine over here is doing something similar, though. What are you doing? You are waiting for someone to come along and help you out. Oh, we should probably assign you more trucks, but you're really far away. And the last thing we need, before we become sustainable, is rubber. That's it. We're producing everything else. We're making the iron plates. We're making wood. We're making bricks. We're making construction parts. We are... Oh, actually, wait, no. We're making construction parts part 1. That's fine. We're making the mechanical parts out of the iron that we're excavating. We're making electronic components out of the iron mechanical parts. And... sorry. We're making the electronics out of the copper and the rubber. We don't have rubber yet. And then we're using those electronics with mechanical parts and iron to make the vehicle parts. So once we get rubber, we're done. We have everything we need to at least expand indefinitely, assuming it rains reasonably. So, where is rubber? Crude oil refining. Rubber maker. You. What do we need to make you function? This is rubber production. All it takes is diesel, coal, and you get rubber. Okay, produces a little bit of wastewater. But that's it. That's finally it. We're done. We've managed to get most of the basics knocked out. I mean, we're not amazing or anything, and our farming is still going down. That means we need more potatoes. You can go over... Damn it. But there's fine. I just want to make sure that it's as close to the housing as possible. Perfect. I like that it's just lots of potatoes. Ooh, wait, no, cancel that. There's actually outputs there on that. I don't want to mess with those. So you can go over there just so long as you have a little bit of a gap for whatever goes through that section. Perfect. That should hopefully give us enough food to support the people we got. This shipyard seems to be our central storage. I've just noticed that all of this crowd is bringing over construction parts. Oh, I did hit repair. Right, but it also is holding 100 electronics in there. Almost 500 diesel. Most of that is from the refugees we got. Also, our unity has gone up quite substantially. We're now at a +1 unity a month. I think I will put in another research lab. It's just, research is kind of slow, and I'd like more those groundwater pumps sooner. That is done. It's a ship bridge. Ship engine? Replace part. Ship bridge. How the... Okay, we need to repair this. How much is that going to cost? I have no idea. It only takes iron? Oh, yeah, help yourselves. We got tons of that stuff lying about the place. In fact, that place is almost full of it, and we produce it at a reasonable rate. Plus, this coal has completely saturated the market immediately. This guy here has... Yeah, this thing cranks out coal so much that these things were stopped for a while they were waiting for more coal to be required. I had forgotten to turn off the wood... Where is it? These things over here. These wood to coal makers. Yeah, I forgot to turn those off. Those have since been paused. We don't need those anymore, I don't think. And world exploration. You can use your ship to explore the world map. You can discover supplies to bring back to your island, other settlements to trade with, world mines to exploit, and more. World mines. I like the idea of that. From what I can see here, we go out, explore, find things and resources that we can bring back, but occasionally there's going to be pirates that will try and kill us, which... inconvenient. I'm not sure we have any guns on this thing yet. We should probably load it up with fuel. No, fuel's done. Auto repair, done. And then ship upgrades. What's a ship bridge? Can we apply it? Replace part. Can we add more guns? Average damage, max weaponage. We don't have guns? Come on, guys. I feel bad sending you out now. I feel like this is just going to go badly for you. Never mind. Let's go explore. What's the closest one and the least likely? We will explore... Not enough fuel. Right, we had to come in here, drag this fuel buffer all the way to the right to make sure that the ship is fueled. We had to load the crew on board. And now finally we can explore. That's 225 kilometers, 195, 196. We'll go with 195. We will explore. ETA 28 days? Bye-bye. Auf Wiedersehen. Sayonara. Joaquin. Do widzenia. Do swidania. Alright, what's next up? First off, we have explored a location on the world map. I have no idea what that means. Start repairs oil rig. We need construction parts level 2, and that will... I presume this will give us a sustainable supply of oil. That would be nice. Farm could not store all potatoes after harvest. Oh. I think we need some sort of food storage for that. Give me buildings, give me... Food market. Provides food to the attached settlement. A settlement needs to have at least one food market attached, otherwise population will starve. Oh wait, no, they already have one of those. What do you got? You are full of potatoes? Well, in that case, we'll make more potato storage. Yep, one there. In fact, give me a couple more of you. You're pretty cheap. And I want to get rid of that one from the side because I want to put more housing there. Oh, finally, the moment the ship came back, it said, hey, do you want to build a coal mine? No, we've already done that. You were too slow about getting around to the coal mine. We should have had one of those ages ago. Research construction level 2, build an assembly manual and produce construction parts level 2. We've already started producing construction parts level 2 because I wanted to make a fuel station. You can assign a truck to a fuel station and it will bring fuel out to your vehicle so that this thing doesn't every so often pop back here to get fuel, or this thing over here doesn't pop back to there to get fuel. It just saves us on a lot of transporting around the place, though I don't think we have enough construction parts yet. This thing is incredibly slow. But we will take that and connect several machines using conveyor belts and build a fuel station and connect it to a fuel storage with diesel. Actually, cancel you. We need to connect you to diesel storage. From what I understand, those trucks can't pass across pipes unless we raise them up or do things with them. Though we can put vehicle ramps over them, though location-wise that might be a bit tricky depending on how cramped we make things. So if we want to run long lines of pipes, we got to make sure that the vehicles can hop over them, or we make sure they're all clustered together so the vehicles don't have to go in between them. Yeah, that's something we'll have to keep an eye on as we expand. Alright. Few things here just to finish up. One, when it comes to the research, I was just realizing there is a tree replanting technology. So this planting technology gives us a tree planter that makes wood sustainable, because that was confusing me. The only non-sustainable thing, but I was worried we would run out of trees, and we need trees to make construction parts. You need three trees 4 brick and 3 iron plate to make a construction part. That means we were going to need wood indefinitely. You can't escape it. Click under the recipes here. It shows you all the different ways of making things, even the ones you don't appear to have researched. So to make construction parts always requires wood. There is no escaping it. So tree replanting makes sense. Something like electronics, also the same thing, or to make construction parts level 2 is going to require electronics. In fact, there doesn't seem to be anything beyond construction parts level 2, is there? Oh wait, no, there is construction parts level 3. Great, that requires steel. Yeah, there's always steel somewhere in these games, isn't there? But assuming we go and get the technology, the tree replanting one, we'll actually just queue that up. That means we'll have everything completely renewable. We can sort of hang around at this level, strip mine a bunch of things. Hopefully we don't run out of ores, and maybe make this place just this little bit cleaner. I am wondering, though, how we make the occupants of our settlements happier. How do we make better housing? Is there better housing further along in the tech tree? Housing level 2. Advanced housing for 130 people that provides more comfort. It also provides a monthly unity increase in the housing if the housing is provided with required services. Rightio, so we need to improve the housing to make everyone happier, because what I've been noticing is our unity is going down a bit because of, well, air pollution, water pollution. Yeah, we should probably keep an eye on it. That air pollution is going to keep going up, and that water pollution, yeah, it's probably going to keep going up as well as our consumption increases. So we want to keep our population far away. As far as I can tell, all our population requires is food so far and waste disposal. That seems fairly handy, to be honest. In fact, we'll put the waste disposal right there. We can remove that out of there and put in some more housing. We need more housing. We're actually at 205 at 210. I'm going to cut this out here. This one, I'm not sure how much further we're going to get. I'm going to do one more episode of this because that's the plans. However, I don't know if we'll get a third. If there's a lot of interest, we'll go for a third, but I don't know. I can't predict anymore what way the interest goes. I did that Stacklands series, and I thought, like, after one episode, when I was making the first episode, I thought no one would care. Stacklands was one of the most well-received series I'd seen in a while for randomers. Maybe Captain of Industry will. I don't know, though. It's kind of got that drab look, and it does have a lot of mechanics people have seen before, but you never know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this look at Captains of Industry, and good luck.